Hi, my name is Gerry, and I am a Twin Troller boat owner. In my last video, I was fishing and it rained on me several times. One time pretty heavy. And then the wind picked up. I decided to start heading in out in open water. It was pretty choppy, splashing into the boat from the waves, not a big deal. At one point I decided, well, I got enough water around my feet that I'll just turn on the bilge pump and just get that little bit out. When I did, the water didn't go away. I turned around and looked. I could hear the pump running, but there was water splashing around in the back of the boat. Let me show you what happened. When I was in the boat, I decided to turn on the bilge pump and let it drain. So I reached back. You can hear the pump running. After a few minutes, it didn't seem like anything was going on until I happened to turn around and look, and there's water in here splashing up. So I was almost back to the boat launch. I turned it off, didn't bother till I got out. And what I normally have is this sits over the transom right here, connected to the pump. And the pump, which is right here, has a port on the side where the water comes out, and it has a piece of flexible pipe like this attached to it with a clamp. Well, that little piece broke completely off. This is a pretty cheap pump. Although it was 600 gallons, it was more than adequate, but it broke it off. And you can see I used PVC glue. I did all kinds of things trying to attach a piece of this back, but it wouldn't stay. So what did I do? So I looked on Amazon, and sure enough, I found another pump. They come in different sizes. This one was pretty inexpensive. It's a 1,100 gallon an hour. This was 600 gallons. It's literally almost twice, but it's a $12.98. It's called an eco-worthy 1,100 gallon an hour, 12 volt marine electric bilge pump. It's submersible, and this is the non-automatic version. You can get them with a float built in. I just don't want that, because then if the float gets stuck, this thing is sitting there running. Because I just turn it on and off right here. So I'm going to put this pump in here. It's got much heavier duty connection here. It's pretty heavy, and it came with all the wiring, and I'm going to connect that. So let's take and open up the battery box. There's writing on here, and this says 12 volt, 3 amp, that's how much it uses, and to use a 5 amp fuse. And it says to use a 29 millimeter inside diameter hose. I don't really know what that is in standard, but I'll have to experiment and find some hoses that fit. Because the old hose, this is a different diameter. So I'm going to have to find something else that fits this. You could always read the instructions. They're all written in German. I took German in high school. I don't remember any of it. So that's worthless. Now here's the pump box. Here's information about it. A little wiring diagram they tell you, which is worthless, just to pump positive and a negative. They have it go into a float switch. Instead of the float switch, I use an on-off switch. It goes to the battery, and it pumps out overboard. And this is where I normally keep it, right down in this reservoir area, attached to some kind of hose that comes out over the transom. All right. Separated the lid from the switch. It's 2 wires. This wire is the positive wire. I'll loosen up this. And pull the wire out. From the other side, I take off that wing nut, and that was on there with a ring. So now this is completely loose. I need to put another one of these on the pump, and I need to attach, it says right on here, positive side only. So this is going to go to the switch. So I got to strip some wires back. Pair of wire strippers to expose the wire. And in this case, I only want to expose a little bit more. So this is positive. It's going to get attached to the switch. Tighten the terminal. Okay. I can put that back into the box when I get done. And the terminal ring that I'm using is this one. 5/16 inch ring, 10 to 12 gauge wire. I'll put this on here, we'll attach it there. I found some 5 amp fuses, one to put in and 2 to keep on board in case I need them. Okay, that's good. I can put the switch back into the box so we'll be ready to go. Both of the trolling motors have this fuse on each side. One for the trolling motor on this side, one for the trolling motor on the other side. Now, I also carry a spare one of these just in case I ever needed it. And there is a switch on the side, it's the other side, that pops out should this ever overload the fuse. Wait for it to cool, you can push this back in just like any regular circuit breaker, and then you're back in business. I do carry a spare of these. That's the 5 amp fuses that I just put in here. I also carry a spare fuse for my fish finder and other things that I keep with me all the time. So this is what it looks like. And how did I do this? Went to the hardware store, Lowe's, bought a piece of this. Now, this is a little bit tight to fit down here and here. So I put it in boiling water in a cup, let it sit for a while. It slipped right on. I put 2 clamps to cover that. The clamps are 3/16 by 1 3/4 inch. So now this is set to go. Now I had to make this a little bit longer because this is at a different height than the other one was. So now it goes in all the way to the bottom, and it's all adjusted so that this literally is sitting on the bottom, flat, upright, and hopefully I won't have that problem again. And if I turn on the switch, hopefully you can hear that, and then the water will pour out there. And my connections, just to go over them again, are This is the negative side, black wire. I had to put on that ring, put it underneath there, made that tight. Over here, the other wire is positive, went to the switch, came out of the switch, went through a fuse. The fuse is now 5 amps. Went to another ring, attached that to the positive side. Now all I gotta do is strap the top back on. I'm ready to go. Worked well. I hope you liked my video. If you did, please subscribe right there in the corner. Or give me a thumbs up. Maybe even share it with some friends. Leave some comments or questions below. Or you can even push on that bell down there, and that will give you notice when I put out another video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.